Hello Taurus, thanks so much for joining me for the March of 2022 tarot reading with Animal Totem card. This is Vickie Verlie, the Rock and Roll Prophetess, and this is a reading for Taurus Sun, Rising and Moon. My website is vickieverlie.com and Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. Please don't be fooled by imitators. Make sure, as with all the YouTubers, that you are on the correct website and not being scammed. That being said, let's move on to the decks we're going to be using today. There's a company called DeBry that has offered me a couple of decks to use in the reading. So I'm going to be using the Native Spirit deck for the first reading by them. And then we're going to do the second part of the reading with my brand new, smaller edition, which I'm in love with, of the reading of the Rock and Roll Tarot deck 3rd edition. I've done a separate video you can watch if you want to find out more about that. And then as always, we're going to pull a Animal Totem card from the Beast Mistress Animal Spirit cards. If you're a level 2 Patreon subscriber, we're going to do a few more bonus cards from the DeBry Lustrous Tarot, another deck that they were kind enough to send me. So this is a very powerful time for everybody because we're moving into the Aries Ingress. So this is occurring on March 20th, and this is so powerful because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. This is actually the astrological new year. So it's a very powerful time to set your intentions, create the reality that you want. It's like a giant reset for everybody, for the collective unconsciousness, unconscious, and everybody involved on planet Earth. I am offering those Aries Ingress readings for a limited time, so if you want to get in on that, go ahead. Many of you have already ordered it. Always a popular reading every year. And I know many of you Taurians, you're very creative, so another thing that I have is the Aries Ingress painting course, which I offered last year and was a big hit also. That's going to be available again on a new platform. It's it's like 7 or 8 layers of setting your intention, and then it ends up being like the Aries image in the end, so it's pretty cool. So if any of that interests you, you can check it out. Powerful tools. The painting class is a very powerful tool for creating your reality. And then the Ingress reading is a powerful look at the season ahead. This is for Taurus Rising, Sun, and Moon, or anybody with prominent Taurus placements, and of course, people who are cross watchers as well. So we're going to do the main first part of the Celtic Cross with this deck, the Native Spirit Tarot deck. And then we're going to use my new Rock and Roll Tarot deck for the rest. This is a real dark deck. It's kind of dark, and there's like a solemnness to it. It's got this solemn spiritual energy. It's Native American in base, but it's different. I like it. Oh, you got the Wish card there. Beautiful, Taurus. And then the High Priestess is the final outcome. Okay, so the very first card we have is the King of Wands. Now, we have a King of Wands and a Queen of Arrows. Both of these are representing people. However, they're not necessarily going to be male or female. This person could be a fire sign, which would be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. Or in fact, this could absolutely be representing that time frame, and we move into the fire sign energy of Aries of the Ingress on the 20th. So this could be important. Followed by the Queen of Arrows. Well, the Queen of Arrows is in there as well. Maybe an air sign person, Aquarius, and a Gemini, or a Libra. You have the Three of Cups crossing you, so there could be some kind of party, a celebration, something coming up. And it's looking like maybe you're not sure if you want to go. Tauruses, you like to stay home a lot. You're kind of homebodies like me. I get that. But it's definitely talking about, I feel like you should go. I feel like you should go, and I feel like there's going to be a good time had. You got to go there with an open heart and open mind. That's what the guides are coming through with. The Death card is here, so there's big changes. Things are really changing, but they're changing for the better, absolutely. You have a lot of worry, apparently. It does seem like you may have some worry about it. You have the Nine of Swords here, or Arrows, which is like the Nine of Swords, and it's talking about, well, Taurus, you don't like change. You like your security. You like your fixed sign. And of the fixed sign, you are really the most, really planted in the earth kind of a person. But these are positive changes that are happening for you. And it does look like there could be a lot of money involved. You do have this looks like it's a Ten of Pentacles. It might be the Ten of Cups, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like, because a couple, it makes you think it's the Ten of Cups. But there could be a relationship because of the imagery on the card. There could be some, relationship stuff going on as well. This seems more like it's about some kind of money and success for you, though, and you also have the Nine of Cups, which is the Wish card. So if you tune into this reading with a specific thing in mind, I wonder if this or that's going to happen, then the answer is yes. You are going to get what you want as far as the wish card saying yes. That's a big yes. The High Priestess is here, and that is a card of intuition. It's also one of the moon cards too, and it's more like the new moon. And we are kicking off the beginning of the month right on the 2nd. We're going to have a new moon in Pisces right on March 2nd, right at the beginning of, we're having a bunch of these new moons right at the beginning of the month this year. And so it's in Pisces, and that's very much that's a sextile to your energy, water and earth. It's very compatible with you. So you can really work with the energy of the Pisces moon, new moon, and then follow up with the Aries Ingress a few weeks later. We're also going to have a full moon in the 18th. So it could be, we don't want to eliminate the full moon. Usually this card has a full moon on it, but in this case it doesn't. Yeah, so we don't want to eliminate that, overlook that full moon on the 18th in the sign of Virgo, a fellow earth sign which forms a nice trine. So both the new moon and the full moon this month are very much compatible with you. Okay, so now we're going to get into my new, it's kind of a really, stark difference. This is so dark and like mysterious, and then the Rock and Roll Tarot deck is so bright. But I'm going to start using different decks in the beginning for every month, because I have so many different ones that I do like most of them. So let's see here. I got a hair. There's a hair tangled in my cards. I hate when that happens. There we go. I got it out. All right, so let's go ahead and shuffle. Yeah. And see what's coming up for Taurus. So you are Earth sign, as we mentioned. So you're representative. We're going to be looking for your significator or the card that represents you. Because there's no gender, you will be any of the Pentacle people. Whoever shows up first, that's going to be the card that represents you. And we're going to look at the energy surrounding it. Yeah, I'm loving this deck. Look at how it fans out like that. It's just so cool. And it's a really great size. I made a separate video and I went into detail, but I just get so happy every time I use it. It really makes me happy. Ace of Rods and the Sun. Nice. Got some nice cards up here, but we're actually going to be looking for your card, one of your cards. Whoever shows up first, that's going to be the card that represents you. I love these cards. I love the feel of them. I love the size of them. They just turned out so great. And I know many of you have been asking for a really long time. Here you are, about these, making a smaller version of the deck, and so I finally did. You've got the wish card showing up twice, so that's really significant. You're absolutely getting a wish come true this time. And what I'm going to do, so we can really see, is I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And so we're going to look at the cards that are just surrounding you. So we're really just looking at these 3 rows here, okay? Some people said that it was a little confusing. I guess I could put like a piece of paper or something. I put my notes pad up here. Maybe that'll help, okay? So these are the cards that we're really looking at. Here you are. This is the card that represents you, whether you're male or female, young or old. This is your representation, your significator. Well, I like that you show up as a king, because you show up as a king. That tells us that you are further along in your path. You're more mature. You're sandwiched in between 2 wish cards here. You got wish card and wish card. So you really know who you are. You're really stepping into your power. You're really moving further along down your path. There's definitely some kind of money thing coming up for you. For a lot of you, I feel like you're going to get maybe a lump sum, with the Wheel of Fortune being right here and the wish cards. Like, you might get a lump sum. So maybe you've got an investor, or you've got a backer or a supporter, or you get a grant, or you get a loan. It feels like that, like you've got this lump sum, and then if anybody knows what to do with it, you know what to do with it going forward. I believe you had a rods person in the other reading too, and this it's here again, and it's showing up as real favorable. This person is going to be a part of this going forward, and there's major connection with higher spirit and higher dimensional things helping to make this all happen. This is all, the pieces of the puzzle are all falling into place here. Fire sign energy again would be the Leo, the Aries, or the Sagittarius. But I could also see it maybe coming in the time of Aries again as we cross that threshold, because we have the water and the fire, the Pisces and the Aries. So that, again, right around the 20th, wishes are coming true. There's this thing about feeling in bondage, but I don't feel like this is anything that you need to be worried about, feeling in bondage. I also feel like maybe this could be, because this is not anything you want to break away from. This is something that you want to be, like maybe you have a legally binding contract. You know, maybe that's how you're bound together. That could absolutely be. But you are bound together. And this could also be the energy of Capricorn. There may be a Capricorn also involved in this, because this represents you, but it could also represent another person, meaning, you know, and it could be the Capricorn energy. So yeah, working on what you love, being a little nervous about maybe releasing it, or maybe, you know, going forward with it. Somebody's really in your corner too. I get this lover's energy around this. Like this is you having this idea, but then you're really enjoying working on it. You're visualizing it. You have this great idea in the moon, but then you get into this worry mode again, which we all do that. We all second guess ourselves, especially like people who are doing creative projects. And I know that a lot of you Taurians are very creative, so that's not surprising at all. So yeah, moving forward, and you know, don't, you know, keep going and getting encouragement from other people. And the people who don't encourage you, then maybe you don't need to be around them as much, you know. But I just feel like, you know, it's not only about your money and success, which I do feel like that's a lot of it, but it's about, like, you know, you've got this core group of people. You've got this core group of people who are supportive, and, you know, you guys are all in it together. And it just looks so, like, you feel really well taken care of, but you're also taking care of them, which is so a Taurus thing, you know. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom back out here. Ooh, make sure we get this correct, pull this back down, because I'm going to do, now we're going to also do our animal totem card. Again, a real quick reminder, don't forget about the Aries Ingress reading, the Aries Paint class, if that interests any of you, and the new rock and roll tarot deck. I just got to do this one more time, isn't that? I love it. It's borderless on the top. I just love that. Okay, so what is the animal totem card for our Taurian friends for the month of March of 2022? The wolf. Right away what I want to say is you're going to be howling at the moon, Taurus. Howling at the moon. What's that? Or it's you can't hoot with the owls and soar with the hawks or something. But here again, look, there's that moon card in the background, or the moon energy in the background there. So you've got this moon energy, very strong. High Priestess twice with the moon card itself, and then that big full moon on there. So again, that full moon energy is on the 18th. It could be a time to really, you know, do something. Or maybe that's when somebody's going to appear, the full moon illuminating or lighting your way at that time. Wolf is also finding your pack. So you may be, you know, they're pack animals. You may be finding your pack. Wild spirit of the wilderness, impeccable instincts draw your path. Needing freedom to roam far and wide, embracing the interdependency of all life. Yeah, it's going to be a team. It's going to be an interdependency. It's going to be a team effort. There's going to be a team energy happening with this whole project that's taking place right now. Another thing about it with the wheel that just came to me is that the timing is going to be right. The timing is right. When the timing's right, I'm gonna run to you. That song's been coming through a lot. It's an old Bryan Adams song, like from the 80s, but boy, has that been coming through. I just have to do this one. I love this deck. And these other decks are cool too, but my deck is really, I'm loving it. I love the size of it. Anyways, besides everything that I've been doing, I know many of you Tauruses are musical, so I have releasing a single. I'm going to be releasing an album. I'm going to release the album on the Neptune-Jupiter conjunction, so I'm going to have 2 singles out, and the first one is out. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to play a little bit of it on the way out. I appreciate it if you like it, that you would give it a listen, maybe give it a like on, you know, your favorite platform, Spotify or Apple, maybe add it to a playlist. That would be so beautiful. Thank you all for all your support, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Patreon people, we're going to put a few more cards around in the extended reading on Patreon if you're interested in that. Don't forget about the Aries Ingress, one of the most popular readings of the year, very powerful. Thank you all for tuning in so much. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm going to play you a little bit of my song on the way out. Thanks for tuning in. Okay.